glass into water, you end up magnifying things 25%. Keep that in mind. Everything you see through these windows appears to be bigger and closer than it actually is. These reefs are hard coral. Hard coral has a best friend. You've already seen like a million tiny little bluefish. That is called a blue chromis. Those are the most important fish for a reef like this, and it is because of their poo. You heard correct. There's a type of bacteria in their droppings, which is essentially food for coral. So without the little blue guys, none of these reefs here would exist. Don't worry, that's not the only thing I will tell you about fish poo today. There is some jellyfish around here, right? You see them, they got some black spots inside of them? Completely harmless, folks. So right here is about 40 feet up the end of this reef. That's the most we will see. Look for stingrays for a second while we get positioned onto another shipwreck. Yeah, that giant box you see, that was the boiler room. Now eventually, you're all going to notice that this shipwreck is scattered all over the place. That's because later it was blown up. Reason being our location. During that hurricane, this ship kind of sank into one piece. Some of it was even sticking out of the water, which was a very big problem because we are smack dab in the middle of Georgetown Harbor. Hey, hold on. Blew it to smithereens. So hence we have kind of a wreck above ground. That story does get a little better. Story goes that somehow they ended up using too much explosives because of a paperwork mistake. Yeah, what the ever. I think it's because they were most likely from Texas. Let's face facts here, we all would have done exactly the same. Explosions can never be big enough. That's it, soft coral. They're all called a fan of some sort or another. I think you can see why. There is hard coral too, though. Take a close look at one of those nice round boulders. Shouldn't take a brainiac to figure out what it's called. It's not exactly brain surgery. Yeah. Anywho, that was it for the shipwreck, so we will spin around and show it to you on the right side. There's sponge on this shipwreck, most notably that yellow stuff. It looks like a patch of bright yellow tubes or pipes. That is literally called yellow tube sponge. It's super creative. Ladies, those are your fancy loofahs. Men, it's a sponge. How often do we get asked a couple of questions here? First, why did the US Coast Guard blow up something on a British island? So the British Navy simply basically never comes here. It's pretty far away for them, and let's face facts. There's no reason for anyone to be on this island, unless you're a tourist or an accountant. It's true. Plus, nobody has an armed force of any kind. There's just no need. The country closest to us that has one that isn't completely third world and flat broke is you. I'm assuming most of you are from the States. Now, your Navy doesn't care about the Caribbean at all, but the Coast Guard does. Because they are in charge of a very specific problem. The white stuff. We are right in the middle of that drug superhighway, and nobody really has any resources here to do anything about it except the Coast Guard. We have one police boat, and it is broken 10 months out of the year. That's not an exaggeration. I think they just don't care. Small boats will show up, so they are always in these harbors. There's one in today, isn't there? So, thank you for your tax dollars. Bring more explosives. Or we build a wall right here. Oh, did I get a greasy complaint about that one last week? Not to some people, apparently. If you remember, the Kali was made in Germany in 1897. It was built out of steel. Steel ships back then had a big problem. Welding was not invented yet, so you can see the ship is held together with rivets. Most of it. It started life as a sailing ship, but in the late 30s, it was outfitted with giant diesel engines, and they did a little bit of welding here and there. And the engines, you can't miss them, they're giant, the size of a living room, really. Those engines, however, is the reason this thing sank. Engines back then used to vibrate like crazy. They rattled the boat to pieces and turned those rivet holes into actual holes. This thing leaked so much, the captain and crew nicknamed it a showerhead. Sadly, they were really stupid, because on their extremely leaky boat, they took a shipment of rice. How amazing is that? Of course the rice got wet. It swelled, all the water pumps got clogged up, and they started getting heavy. So it was a race to closest shore, which was us. They ran the boat aground here under its own power still. That was in 48. Its tube was sticking out of the water. No one blew this one up, it's in the middle of nowhere. Hurricane Gilbert in 88 kind of destroyed it. Now since there's no kids around, I think, right? Besides like mature men that are behave like kids. I'd like to highlight how stupid these people really were. Because it's my favorite thing to do about people. Simply put, is they should have known better. Every single boat ever built leaks. I'm sorry if you don't know that, but I'm assuming boats is not how you make a living, so it's okay. If you do work on boats, like a big piece of broccoli, that is called star coral. Same reasoning, it's got a pattern of little stars in the thing. Fat fuzzy sausage fingers, finger coral. A sharp pile of antlers, elkhorn coral. If it kind of looks like flames, that would be fire coral. Or my personal favorite is leafy coral, because it looks actually nothing like a leaf. So yeah, go ahead and call it whatever you want, folks. Always a tarpon. Never the S word. A spotted fish with a red belly. That's a parrotfish. Or a beautiful blue, green, teal-colored fish. Same thing, parrotfish. Blackfish, white stripe, same thing, parrotfish. But, before we start talking about how silly fish are, and coral gets sick and dies. Reason is called bleaching, when coral down there at all. So, don't touch this stuff, please and thank you. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we can stop being douchebags to the environment. That is all. End of learning. Okay. Don't be jealous of someone else's window right now. These fish are going to be here a long time. I have to go help Captain Dennis. I'll be back before anything.
Without getting wet.
Having to manage all that.
Yeah, it was so baby yesterday.
We were.
It was baby yesterday. We were tired. It's kind of funny over the neighbors.
Having you here. We think they're going to get
All right.
There's 2 or 3 of them.
Look how miserable they look. It's just like my ex-girlfriend. Wow, a lot of tarpon here. What is going on?
Where the fish whisper.
So how old are those big?
Like I said, that's a damselfish. Look for a smaller version of it that's all black. Regular damselfish are very easy to spot. Whenever you see a fish getting chased away from the coral, very interested in that orange glove, like a fat kid of an Oreo. Look, it's like once a year I get a tour without children on board. Just let me tell my weird jokes. He's holding a small piece of bread. It really doesn't take much. The orangeness of that glove has nothing to do with this. It's not like it attracts more fish or anything. So much. They bite me a lot more than they bite Dennis. They're totally racist against the white man. You better appreciate that joke. That's hard to do anywhere else.
He was bit by the stingray yesterday too.
What is he? Scuba that's like just tied to the rope?
Alright, that's nearly it for Dennis when he finishes that side. I have to take care of some other things again, so I'll be back.
Just out of curiosity, how much this ship charge? Freak me out having that many fish come after me. They bait 20 minutes. Down here, he must not like. That's part of the $80. Yes, I like it.
It gets back on board. Do they jump on the boat? They jump on the boat.
That's weird. See if I only stay. Celebrity.
No, well, we've done this cruise maybe lots of times. Always in the fall.
Next time I'm back, I'll you like Friday. Stop.
They'd wish me one more day to stay, but since it falls into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and God be with you all. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and God be with you all.
A tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, and on the way I dropped it. A little boy, he picked it up and put it in his pocket. A tasket, a green and yellow.
You're vegetarian. Boring diet. It's all they eat.
Pet feeding the turtles.
It's hard to eat.
Is that worth the effort? Tell us.
Oh, we got that one.
Welcome to hell. Grand Cayman Islands.
So it's gotta be very strong and very sturdy, right, for you guys to live. Okay, we're not gonna go into any crazy waters or anything like that. Don't worry, we're gonna take care of you guys. Going back to the bar, the cocktails for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kidding, everyone. Right now, we're setting up right now to the other side. The sun is actually at the starboard side. You guys can stand on the
there goes the ferry. Here comes the bridge. After the tug, you see it? They closed the bridge. Bridge is coming as fast as it can. And the closing of the bridge. Here at Curacao. Slow process. Crossing the bridge. Closing the bridge. Our favorite Bonnier bar. Our little submarine. Going down in the hole.
One thing, it's a lot of little animals, and when you touch it, you push them dead. So what you feel is their blood. So yeah, don't touch them. But then again, you're not allowed to touch anything underwater.
Do you ever see moray eels? Do you have that?
We do see them, but not a lot.
They kind of stay hidden.
Yeah, halfway through we're going to turn around and everything is see on that other side.
This is not from the big ones. Some big fish. Yeah, this is
Yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
They should have painted it yellow.
Yeah, I was singing it last. It's like we are going. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's the second one down there on the chart.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. There's a